This is day 283 of living on the road. A lot of people ask me how long I plan to do this and why, and I've been thinking about my answer a lot. This chapter of living on the road has been largely about finding myself, soul-searching, self-discovery, fill in the blank with your preferred cliché self-realization phrase. And this wasn't intentional, but it has changed everything for me. But what do I want out of van life? And is it asking too much?
I'm not the only traveler who is not repaid his debt. I've been searching for a trail to follow again. Take me back to the night we met. I had hope that most of you, somehow none of you. Take me back to the night we met. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, haunted by the ghost of you. Take me back to the night we met. Take me back to the night we met.
Van life has given me a fresh start that allowed me to reinvent myself in a lot of ways, letting go of all the previous expectations people had for me that kind of kept me in a mold I wasn't happy in. Because moving into a van is already considered strange, so it has given me space to fully embrace all the other strange things about myself I've shoved down over the years. It feels selfish, having all this time and space to actually get to know myself. But I have to remind myself it was something I didn't have as a child and young adult. And I think this time and space to catch up on all the joy and experiences I wasn't allowed as a child is the biggest reason I no longer feel stuck in a deep hole of depression. But I feel guilty too, that not everyone can have this eat, pray, love chapter, if you will. It feels weird doing all of this in my 30s. I feel like so much of my life has been around creating my idea of home, a safe place. Because that's what my definition of home has been for so long, a place where I feel safe. And it makes sense, the cocktail of all my life circumstances, my therapist calls it trauma, would probably have most people seeking similar solace. And the burnout that has finally settled upon finding safety and comfort has just about taken me out these last few years, cashing in years and years of overdue rest from being stuck in survival mode for so long while too young. I've found home, but not in a place. I found it in myself, and this has led me to the road and feeling at home wherever I am. People still love to tell me I'm running from something living on the road, and I can see how people who haven't lived on the road can think that. But living in a small space, hours alone on the road and only your own thoughts, it kind of feels like the opposite. I am forced to confront every part of who I am and how I interact with the world every day, and it's exhausting and exhilarating. But I will admit, I never feel quite at home physically. Living on the road, most things feel temporary. Road life has a certain flavor that a lot of people do not like. And most towns I find myself in are littered with signs that express just how much they do not want you there. No overnight parking, only expensive RV parks that are booked out for months, and it can all be a bit isolating. And I find that town days feel like I'm pretending to be someone I'm not, hoping people can't tell I just crawled out of a 25-year-old blue van from the 90s that holds everything I own. And it's all starting to take its toll, feeling like you're always passing through, never fully welcomed. A lot of my friends that live on the road have beds and houses to go home to. And while I have friends and family that would absolutely welcome me, it's always only for a few days. And being the recovering people pleaser I am, I'll always feel like I'm overstaying my welcome, no matter how long I stay. And I find myself dreaming about a small plot of land with a cabin, maybe a garden, maybe a cat or a dog, or both, with a little sauna. Maybe that's dreaming too hard. Wanting a simple life feels like I'm asking for so little, yet too much. It seems simple is a luxury these days, a privilege. Which leads me to, what do I want out of van life? Now that this first year has been figuring out who I am, it now feels like van life is shifting to where I want to be. It feels like a very long chapter of window shopping, finding where I feel most like myself and where I'm allowed to be most like myself. It all feels overwhelming, finding a place I could commit to living at least part-time, and actually finding the money for it and making it happen. Road life has helped me save so much money, but during a time where I stopped making as much money, so it puts me in a similar situation of dreaming about a small cabin in the woods someday. But being able to travel while figuring all of that out is not something I'll complain about. I'm also a bit hesitant to settle in to a place. I so easily become a homebody to the point where it becomes negative quickly, as in not leaving, developing anxiety around small tasks that involve leaving. It's why van life has been so good for me. I can still be a homebody in my van at times, but the amount of change keeps me from getting too comfortable and sliding down that hole. Maybe it's still lingering from the burnout that never seems to leave me. Maybe it will always be part of me. But I have to give myself some grace because van life simply is not easy, and it comes with its own burnout. So when I do find myself at a comfortable place for a while, it makes sense why I dread picking up and leaving again. A lot of people want this lifestyle, but I don't think people want to deal with all the discomfort that comes with it. But the discomfort has proved to be so instrumental in helping me overcome so much while learning about myself. And I think that's priceless. So if you're getting on the road soon, prepare yourself. You just might have the best and worst time of your life, and I promise it's worth it.